Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. I'm here with Ali Feliz, who makes his ring return on November 2nd, Verona, New York,
So,
Turning Stone Casino on ESPN Plus. 3-0, two knockouts. We'll be facing Rashad Coulter. First
yep.
and foremost, how excited to be back in a very active year in your professional debut, I guess, year, right? Essentially your rookie year.
Yeah, it's my rookie year. It's great, man. It's amazing. I'm staying active and getting all these fights, and there's nothing better. You
For a lot of people who's just kind of learning about you, tuning in, you're pretty much a big Team USA amateur standout from Danbury, Connecticut. Um, can you talk a little bit about like your professional or your amateur background and what got you into boxing?
so first, it all started with my father. He was also a heavyweight back in the '90s. He fought a whole bunch of people. John Ruiz. He was a former champion, if you heard of him.
Of
And
course.
so he kept me in the game. He didn't really want me to fight, but he it was in the blood, so couldn't do anything about that.
And it's you and you have siblings that box as well.
Yeah, my brother's also a pro. He's 8-0.
Got it. So I'm sure you guys got compared a lot of maybe a potential future Klitschko, right? But the Dominican
Yeah,
version, right?
the Dominican version. Yeah, we hear it all the time. It's great because my dad trained with the Klitschko's years ago, so
Mhm.
it's great to hear that.
Did you ever get a chance to watch, like, I guess they would kind of call that almost like the bronze era, right? Because you had the gold era with, like,
Hmm.
back in the day, and then the silver. So, I guess, did you get a chance to watch the Klitschko's and
Uh, Not really, not too much. I was too young, but obviously the one with Joshua, I saw that one, but I was really young for the most
Mhm.
for the other ones. I'm sure I watched it, but I don't really remember too much.
I know there's always going to be that comparison of old school versus new school, right? But,
Yeah.
you just have to exist in your realm, your competition of people. So, for just a little bit of your fighting style, how would you describe it? Obviously heavyweight knockouts take people head off, but if there was a little bit more
Yeah.
detailed breakdown.
See, one of my favorite fighters, because I fight, they say a lot of people say I fight like him is Evander Holyfield. We're not too like I'm not a huge heavyweight, but throw a lot of combinations, throw a lot of shots, and so I've heard that a lot.
You've been not just in the amateur scene, but helping the professionals get, better. Like Jared Anderson is one of those guys that you shared the ring with early on to kind of get him ready for the pros and his professional bouts. How did that kind of go about, and what was those experiences like sparring guys like Jared?
Yeah, it was amazing. That guy, he's a beast and he's sharp. We have the same manager, James Prince. So when I first signed for my first pro fight, I did the camp over there, and it was on his card, so we were both getting ready. So I was working with him, and he's great. He's a great talent, man.
I know that you're from Connecticut, but do you train out in Texas in the J Prince gym pretty often?
I did that camp, and I'm gonna definitely go back soon. It was great over there. You got Shakur there, all the fighters. So definitely will be back there soon.
What's that environment like? Is it pretty cool and calm? I've done one camp with Shakur before, and I've seen that there's like it feels like 60 people is all like hitting the heavy bags and all in the gym and constantly working. But what's your experience and what's it like out there?
I had fun, man. Everybody was focused. Everybody was focused on what they're doing. Shakur, he didn't have a fight at the moment, but he was still in the gym every single day, training, sparring. So it's great seeing people in my same sport, like at a higher level, doing their thing, and it motivates you a lot.
Absolutely. And I know that you've been around boxing, but you've also been around UFC, sparred,
Yeah,
one of the big bad boogeyman and champion, Pereira, right? And
yeah.
what was that like, sparring what's considered probably one of their hardest punchers known to man over there?
Yeah, he hits hard, man. That guy's a beast. I sparred with him and Glover since I was I think 16 with Glover and then 17, 18 up from with Alex for all these camps and bro, he's a beast, man. That guy hits hard.
Did you have to go to Brazil for this? Like for those type
No,
of?
no, so my dad trained Glover Teixeira. He fights out of Danbury. So then Alex came down to spar with Glover one camp and just stayed here forever. So So we're all here at the same time.
How did that get? Did your dad just kind of go, "Hey, spar with this"? At that time, he was like a kickboxing legend, right? So was he like
Yeah,
spar
yeah,
with
he was
this?
already well known in the kickboxing. I think he was two division champ there too, so he was well known already.
But I'm just saying, like,
So
well, how did that store? Like, did your dad push you in there? Did you say, "Nah, let me see"? Introduce him a little bit of some hands. Like, how did you
yeah.
guys get to spar?
My dad put it together. We were both helping Glover out. So then after helping Glover out, we just, fighters. We love to. That's what we love to do. So we challenged each other. We had helped each other out, and it was great work.
I know Dana wants to kind of do this boxing thing. He says it over and over. But
Yeah.
you think you can hang, a little bit with maybe the better bees?
Um, 100%, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That guy has hands. Obviously, he wasn't kicking me or nothing. It was just straight stand up, and he was a beast, man.
You think it's insane to think heavyweight John Jones, Alex could do that?
I don't know. That's a tough task. John Jones is the GOAT, but hey, man, anything can happen, especially in that sport.
Yeah. Now, getting back to you, right? Ultimately, top ranked heavyweights fight other top ranked heavyweights. It seems like a thing. Um, right now, I know you and Jared have probably a great relationship, so I won't kind of match that with the Jay Princeton. But it seems like the next generation of heavyweights is going to be like the silver medalist Richard Torres, which is
Mhm.
demolishing almost everyone. Do you see yourself potentially having a collision clash with Richard Torres in the near future or somewhat in the future?
Yeah, I keep hearing that everywhere. Everybody's trying to match us together. I sparred him a lot at camp at the Olympic Training Center because he was still going
Mhm.
back, and he's a great dude also. And hey, if we're both up there and the fight presents itself, then it's gonna happen. It'll be a great fight, though. I know that for sure.
Yeah. And ultimately, this era is pretty much closing out. So I would be remiss not to ask you, how does it end? Does Usyk complete his legacy by beating Fury for the second time, or does Fury actually make the adjustments and kind of make it a trilogy?
I think um I think Fury takes this one. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, and I think the trilogy is coming. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take Fury on this one. He looks like he's been working hard. He looks like he's been like hungry again. We haven't seen him this hungry in a while. You see his messages on Instagram and stuff. He's pissed. He's trying to get
Yeah.
his get back, man.
Is it hard to fight a guy that's a little bit shorter? Someone that big, right? Fighting that a
Mhm.
cruiserweight, punching down. He's trying to do the body work a lot. You as a heavyweight, I'm sure you sparred smaller guys. Is it really that hard to fight someone punching down?
I think at that difference is way harder. I feel like the shorter man has the advantage in that one because he's what 6'9". He's huge. And Usyk
Hmm.
is my height, 6'2", 6'3". So I feel like Usyk has the advantage in that. A lot of people say it's opposite, but as a heavyweight being in there, I feel like the smaller guy has the advantage in that one.
Awesome. And my last question with you, just kind of like not trying to rush you in anything, these things, right? It
Mhm.
takes time. You're 3-0, you're having your fourth fight on November 2nd, Verona, New York, ESPN Plus. Um, What do you see yourself in the next 2 years? Do you see yourself wanting to race to an actual title, or do you see yourself kind of slowly progressing and kind of maybe facing like fringe contenders and kind of guys on the way out?
Yeah, I want the top guys, man. I spent a lot of time at the amateurs. I'm still young, 21, but spent a lot of time in the amateurs with the top level people. So I feel like I came in ready for the top guys here. So in 2 years, hopefully I'll be fighting for a title.
Yeah. Do you see yourself? I think maybe the guys that you might have to tackle will probably be like the Martin Bacoli, the guy that beat your friend Jared, or
Mhm.
even maybe like we already talked about Richard. Do you see yourself maybe having to fight Bacoli, later down the line?
Yeah, if he has the belts, man, why not? I'll definitely take it. I'm not scared of no man, and I'm ready to get in the ring with anybody. But if he's there, then he's there.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time. For the fans that will be tuning in this interview and getting ready to watch you return on November 2nd on ESPN Plus, what can you tell them before I let you go?
Just tune into the next fight. It's gonna be a great show. been working super hard in this camp and working even extra hard for this one. So tune in and you'll see a show.
Awesome. Appreciate it.